Hey everybody. So, I've been MIA for good reason. I was taking a road trip. Just got back. So I was gone a little over a week and a half. And just good stuff, family stuff. But while I was gone, I intended to upload some readings. And, Mercury retrograde, excuse me for bumping the camera, was not allowing that shit. Was not allowing that shit at all. Like, my phone, I don't know what's even going on with it, but now the whole middle section of my touch screen will not respond to touch. And my phone won't make calls. It won't do all kind of shit. Every day it's a different something. Like something that didn't work yesterday works today, but it won't work tomorrow. And everything that's working today won't work in 2 days. Like, my phone is kirking out in some insidiously stupid way. So there's that. I didn't even know. It was, like I said, it was a road trip. I had no idea if I was even going to make it home because I couldn't even get my GPS working. It was just insanity. So all my good plans to upload readings and stay on track with all that stuff went right down the drain. I'm going to apologize in advance for my nails because this stuff looked beautiful this morning, but everything just like peeled the hell away. And my manicure is less than a week old. So I'm going to take it off, and I was actually sitting down to remove my polish when my phone came up and I said, oh my God, let me film something quickly. So if you are willing to just deal with the ugly nails so I can get the messages out, we'll do that. And then I'll take care of my nails. So how are you guys? I've missed loading up readings for you guys. I figured I'd come on and do a no contact Cancer versus everybody reading. I feel like that is the reading that I've been wanting to do while I was gone and couldn't get it done. So the person that this is, about love and romance, the person that you're currently in a state of no contact with, whoever that is, get that person squarely in your mind. And we will find out, we're going to dig in and find out what is going on from their perspective, right? Like, we know you're just living in silence, maybe hoping to hear from that person. Well, I'm guessing if you're listening to a no contact reading, you are hoping to hear from that person at some point. And I'll give some general messages as to why they're so silent, or why even no contact can mean that they're just being silent with you. No contact can mean that they've ghosted you. So we'll get a general message as to what that is, Cancer. And then I will break it down into more detail for you by finding out by that person's sun sign. So if they're a Virgo or a Leo or whatever they are, what the message specifically there is for their no contact, what's going on with them. Okay. So Cancer versus everybody, no contact style. And this is probably the type of reading that is the closest. In the general readings, it's the closest you're going to get to a personal reading without actually booking a personal reading, which you can do with me, and the information will be in this posted along with this video itself. Okay, so Cancer versus everybody, no contact style. Let me get some messages. I really have missed doing readings. Like, you don't know how much it just disrupted me to be gone all this time and not do any readings. Have messed up communication with the world because of my phone being so janky. And then crazy part is I contacted Sprint for some assistance, and they were absolutely no fucking assistance. I hate Sprint. That's the hashtag that I'm going to use for that rant later. Let me turn on the AC. Because a few moments ago it seemed so cold in here, and now it seems so hot. So, all right, Cancer. Without further ado, let's get you some messages, Spirit. For all of my sun sign Cancer people who are not in contact with their love, give us a general message as to what's going on with that person. Right. Oh my goodness. Cards flying all over the place. It's the first time I've shuffled cards in over a week. This is so weird. I never go a week without reading tarot. This is crazy. All right. So first off the top, I have the Empress in reverse. I have the Son of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands. And I have the Strength card. Ooh, let me see what I'm going to use as my clarifier. So with this Empress in reverse, it feels like whatever the situation that they're in, I do feel like, their attention is on someone else. However, that person, no easier way to say it than that person is not you, Cancer. And they are clearly seeing that. Like, that person, in so many ways, does not measure up. They are not at all grounded. In fact, the other person that they're dealing with seems to be all over the place. Now, with her being the Empress in reverse, I mean, there's a lot of other women in the tarot deck that she could have been in reverse, right? But with it being the Empress in reverse, it's telling me she has the appearance of being so pulled together. Like, me telling you that, and I'm using she as the pronoun here, but please understand that I'm only doing that because we have feminine energy showing up here, and it is appealing to me that this is a message specifically here for all of those the Cancer loved ones that are dealing with feminines. Okay, so know that, because I usually only give specific pronouns like that, like, and feel a specific pronoun if it is that case, right? Like, so a lot of times it's interchangeable, but in this case I'm feeling like this person that they're dealing with is a woman specifically. So if that applies, then this message is for you. If your person is dealing with a woman. So this other woman, she had, I said all that to say this. This other woman, she has the appearance of being so pulled together, right? Like her shit is together. Like, she is regarded as being a very good catch. But behind closed doors, what your person is finding out is that she is not all that she's cracked up to be. And in fact, she is very much lacking when it comes to being pulled together. She's not grounded. She doesn't have her shit together. Financially, things are in disarray. I'm feeling that very strongly, and that she is either relying or pulling on your person specifically. in order to get that financial situation together for her. In other words, she's expecting money from your person and has been, I feel, receiving money. So you might think, I mean, hopefully you're not thinking, well, my person doesn't have money to give them, because I hope you're dealing with someone who financially is good. But even if you're not, that person is coming up with that money. They're doing something to come up with that money. So trust and believe that this Empress in the reverse, she's getting money from your person. She is gaining resources from your person. Again, she has the appearance to the outside world that she is the shit and she has her stuff together and is a good catch. But really, behind closed door, that's all like on its head. She's not. She's not together. And with this very Venus energy that goes along with this card, your person's very uncomfortable in the situation. Like, they're there, but they're not comfortable. And we'll take a closer look at that, especially, I'm sure, as we get into these different cards regarding the sun sign of your person. So with this Knight of Wands, again, I do feel like this individual who's dealing with your person is your person found them, at least at one point, very, very charming, and kind of swept them off their feet, so to speak, right? And again, everything that they thought, they wanted, is what this person appeared to be. And this person seemed to know the right people. Maybe they believed this person traveled in certain circles, all that kind of stuff. Whatever your person, and I do feel like there was some, because there's this energy of like climbing, social ladder climbing, that your person may have had a strong interest in, whether you realize it or not. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable back here. But it feels like this person, your person, had this interest in climbing the social ladder, so to speak, being seen with the right people, at the right parties, doing the right things, that kind of thing. Whether you realize it or not, that was on their agenda. Whether they expressed it to you or not, that was on their agenda. Whether they expressed the opposite of that to you, like, oh no, that stuff's not important to me, it was a lie. That was on their agenda. And this person that they went to, they felt, at least, like that person fit that bill. Like they were able to take them down that road, right? So that's why they ended up, a large part of why they ended up with that person. And to some degree, this person has exposed your person to that. However, the cost of it is steep, Like now they're in this situation where they're doing all this heavy lifting. Like I said, financially and otherwise. Financially, just emotionally, trying to hold the situation together. They've been drained emotionally. Like there's been a toll on your person, Cancer, for taking on being with this Empress in reverse, okay? It's not easy. I don't think they're showing or telling everyone about this. I don't really think they would tell you or anyone connected to you, at least not at this point, because they're still trying to seem like, they're dealing with their mistake. And I think they have come to the realization that going to this person was a mistake. But at the same time, they're not ready to admit their mistake in front of others. They're not ready to hear "I told you so" kind of stuff, okay? So that's what I'm getting with that Knight of Swords. This Strength card, again, we're going back to this Empress in reverse. Every time your person gets ready to jet out the door on this person and leave, this person kind of lulls your person back to sleep, Cancer. Like, okay, come on. So she has a way about her where she knows how to deal with him to a certain degree. And that she knows how, like, again, with all that charm and all that kind of stuff, she kind of knows how to, like, pet him and get him to go back to sleep. And this is especially true if you're dealing with a Leo. Your person is a Leo. The other side of this that I'm seeing is that this person may be involved in or is paying someone who is involved in magical arts to work what they would call spells on this person to keep them engaged with them, okay? To keep them near them. Just something that's coming out with this card as well. All right, so those are the general messages. So let's go ahead. Let me do a few shuffles on my clarifying deck. That was a very interesting set of messages that just came through really strongly. Really strongly. All right, so I'll give one more shuffle on the clarifier and grab my zodiac cards, and let's get some zodiac signs on the board here. So our first messages going down are going to be for Cancer versus Capricorn, Cancer versus Aquarius, and Cancer versus Virgo. All right, let me get my deck. Shuffle back. So Cancer versus Capricorn, those of you dealing with your person is the sun sign of Capricorn. And this is just the sun signs that I'm dealing with. Cancer sun sign versus Capricorn sun sign. All that earth energy for you. I have the Four of Wands in reverse. Cancer versus Aquarius sun sign. For you, I have the Star in reverse. And Cancer versus sun sign Virgo. For you, I have the Two of Pentacles. All right. So Cancer versus Capricorn with this Four of Wands in reverse, clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. All right. So I'm seeing that this Capricorn, for some reason, feels a real lack of stability here. They look at you and they're either making I'll just say the first word that came to mind. They're making assumptions that there are certain things that you need, that they have to have for you. And right now they're feeling as if they're feeling unstable in regards to providing that type of stability. They feel as if there is, with this Page of Cups, like they feel like they have the ability or the rapport with you that they could come in and make you some kind of little offer, some little sweet offer, and kind of get what they want. At least that's what they feel they can do. Okay, we're looking at it from their point of view, the Capricorn's point of view. But then again, they wouldn't be able to live up to what it is that you really expect. The type of, not only financial security, but I'm just feeling like the kind of stability in a relationship. So like the commitment type of thing, right? They don't feel like they can live up to that. It feels like just a feeling of not being ready. And you look like the one. In other words, you look like wifey or husband type of material. And they are kind of running from that because, and this doesn't really give me a feeling of run, but they're just stepping back from that because they don't feel like they have what it takes to bring stability long term for you, right? Whether it's not living up to the commitment of a monogamous relationship, or whether it is not being able to live up financially to provide in the home kind of thing. So they're stepping back. Like I distinctly saw someone take a step back. So unfortunately, I don't see with this Three of Swords, I don't see this Capricorn stepping up to the plate anytime soon to end this no contact situation with you, Cancer. I'm going to go ahead and say for all these messages, I'm going to say we're looking at about the next 2 to 4 weeks. So over the next 2 to 4 weeks, I wouldn't necessarily expect to hear from this Capricorn. And I can see that that may put you into a state of just feeling really low and sorrowful over this. And I would say to you, especially with this Nine of Pentacles here, to start concentrating on your own stuff just to help assuage all of the emotions that this may bring up for you. Just work through the pain, okay? Work through the pain. All right, so those are the messages for Cancer versus Capricorn. Let's look at Cancer versus Aquarius with the Star card in reverse. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is a lack of balance was present in the connection between Cancer and Aquarius. And this really bothered that Aquarius. They felt that lack of balance really strongly. And it made them, how do I put this? It made them put everything down with you. Like they just felt like this was a situation that they are not hopeful will change for the better, right? So they're not hopeful with the Star in reverse that this situation can change and become something that is more giving, more nourishing, more, able to fulfill what it is that they want to see at this time. This also feels like, and this may be a separate message, it feels like, if this person seemed to be a person that was looking to you for finances, Cancer, they saw that you were not going to fall victim to supporting them financially. So they just put everything down and walked away. For those of you where that's not the case, I'm feeling like there was a lot of unbalance, maybe a lot of fighting and arguing kind of energy going on. And this Aquarius was like, time out. This is not for me, right? They started, I think, with this Two of Wands clarifying, they started to look at the situation and say, okay, what else is out there for me? Let me look around. And it feels almost like there may not be necessarily one person that Aquarius is focused on at this time. But it's not for the fact that they're not looking. It's just that they're just maybe relaxing, doing their thing, being single at the moment, right? I don't see right now that over this next 2 to 4 week period with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, I don't see anything coming from this Aquarius and in communication towards you. Okay, so them making the first move to communicate with you, I'm getting a no on this. All right. So that is Cancer versus Aquarius. Cancer versus Virgo. We're coming in with this Two of Pentacles. And Virgo was doing some juggling, Cancer. They were doing some juggling here. This Two of Pentacles, she's juggling, and it feels like a situation, Cancer, where you caught on to that juggling and was maybe trying to pin them down. Like you're going to have to make a choice, Virgo. You're going to have to choose who the hell you want. And Virgo decided to step back. Now, with this, I don't feel like they're gone for good. I'm just getting a distinct feeling that they're not gone for good. I'm thinking that the stepping back is more of like a little mind game. You know, like let me draw back my energy, my stuff from Cancer, and see if that forces them to now come towards me, chase me, look for me, kind of thing. That's what I'm getting from that for Virgo. With this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I would say, Cancer, if you're going to take the leap towards this Virgo, it's going to lead to a lot of darkness kind of entering the picture between the two of you. Like the dynamic will shift. Their respect will be lost for you, and they will... It's just going to open up the door for a lot of stuff that people generally think of as negative in relationships, right? In and out of your life, cheating, because it will feel like, this Virgo will feel like, oh, okay, I got Cancer sprung now. I can just act like I want to act, and everything's going to be good because Cancer is going to come running back. Cancer is going to pursue me. And with this Hierophant here, I'm really getting a vibe of the divine stepping in and causing some separation between the two of you, because you, Cancer, need to go through some inner processes and look at how you are demanding respect for yourself from others. And this is kind of showing up for me right here, and it doesn't always show up, the Hierophant, in this way, but in this particular case, it's showing up as the divine schoolhouse, like you being taught how to command respect in relationships in a different way than you have in the past. That's what I'm getting there. So with this Virgo, yeah, very highly likely there will be some back and forth energy of communication over the next 2 to 4 weeks. However, again, do you want that? Because the divine is basically saying here, look, this motherfucker is playing games. And if you allow this motherfucker to come in with this game, you're kind of toast as far as what you can expect going forward in that connection. All right, so let's get some more suspects on the board here. More suspects. I have Leo, Cancer, and Libra. All right, let me put these here out of the way. Let me shuffle some more here. So Cancer versus Leo sun sign, Cancer versus another Cancer sun sign, and Cancer versus Libra sun sign. All right. Okay. All right. So Cancer versus Leo sun sign. I have the Goddess of Swords, who is the Queen of Swords. And your Leo, oh my gosh. As soon as I picked that Leo card up and set it down right here, I could feel the attraction that your Leo has for you at this time, Cancer. My God, it feels like a magnet, like is pulling me from my midsection. And they're seeing you as this goddess or this Queen of Swords, like no bullshit. Don't come over here with the bullshit. But very polished and attractive. Very much like, I mean, she's not in bitch mode, this Queen of Swords. She's just like, I'm not the one for the games. You know, like if you come in and you talk to me and you're sensible and you're saying something that's about something and you mean what you say and you can back it up, then we'll be the best of the best of the best. We will rock it out. But if you come with some bullshit, I'm not going to yell and scream. I'm going to take my little spear here and I'm going to stab you right in your neck. I don't know where that came from, but that's how your Leo is seeing you. So it's like, as much as this attraction energy is that I feel, and it's strong, like that took over me as soon as I felt it. I'm also seeing that they know, like they're contemplating, because they know, and it's not even a feeling that I feel like fear or anything of you, Cancer. It's a feeling of, all right, I just have to, I have to do this absolutely correctly because I've got one shot at this. And it's important to me that I am successful with my one shot and that I don't get stabbed in the neck. But more important than getting stabbed in the neck, not getting stabbed in the neck, I want to do this right so I can ride off into the sunset with my Cancer. That's the whole vibe. I don't even need clarifiers. Oh my gosh. That came in one gut feeling. Unfortunately, though, over the next 2 to 4 weeks, I don't expect that you'll hear from your Leo. But as soon as I dropped that card on the board right there, I felt like, but it's a possibility. It's a possibility. But how likely is it? Not very likely. But there is a teeny tiny spark of possibility. Okay, so we don't know yet what the Leo is going to do, but what we do know is this Leo, they are all eyes on you. They are quite smitten in a way that no one else, you capture them, Cancer, in a way that no one else. They love your vibe, your spirit, your look. They love everything. And they're not finding it anywhere else. And they're just like, I gotta do this right. Because that Leo, with their pride, they can't, they can't get stabbed in the neck like that, because not only because of impending death, but worse than the impending death for them, I think, would be the fact that it happened and people would know that they got stabbed in the neck. So I'm sorry I keep saying stabbed in the neck, but it keeps coming from spirit. So that's what that is with Cancer versus Leo. Cancer versus another Cancer sun sign. I have the 7 of Cups. And I feel like this other Cancer, your person, I'm just going to say your person because it's going to get weird if I keep saying the other Cancer. So I'll just say your person, your other Cancer. I think you guys went through a period of confusion, like of you feeling like your person was confused or throwing off confusing type of energy. And there was confusion in them, Cancer. And they were distracted by anything and everything, and they were all over the place. And their eyes, especially, were all over the place when it came to other potential partners. That's the feeling that I'm getting from the 7 of Cups in reverse, that they were in this state of confusion when the two of you were still in good standing. And now that you are no, so that's very much the energy of the upright Seven of Cups. But since you've been in no contact, their confusion has cleared. They are not in a state of confusion any longer. Let me pull a clarifier here to see. Yeah, with this Queen of Cups clarifying, this, which is a Cancer card, the Cancer card, your person, Cancer, is very in touch emotionally. They, in a way that makes them more settled and grounded, and they're focused on what they're feeling, and they know what they're feeling now. With the Chariot in reverse, which is another Cancer card, this is all Cancer energy, and I just feel like with this being in reverse here, they're not making any moves. And with this being a major arcana and a Cancer card, and you're a Cancer, they're not making any moves towards you. Because the feeling that I'm getting is that there was a sense of them feeling imprisoned by the situation, at least in their minds, Cancer. They felt imprisoned by what you guys had going on. And now it's like, I'm free. So why would I go back to imprisonment? And I hate to say that bluntly, but I do tend to be a blunt reader. And this is what they're showing me. So it does not feel like a situation where this Cancer is coming back of their own volition. Okay. Not over this next 2 to 4 weeks. Now, when I come back again in a couple of weeks and give you guys another no contact Cancer versus everyone reading, we'll look at the message then and see if there's been any change in your person. But for this moment, at this time, this is what they're in. Okay. So sometimes to know these things helps you to navigate these things, helps you to plan your next move, or your lack of a move. And so I like to give you all the facts that I see, all the facts that Spirit give me, so that you can make intelligent choices and decisions. All right. All right. So Cancer versus Libra sun sign, and we have the Devil in reverse. And this feels like feels I'm feeling a couple of different messages coming through. So there's some different messages going on for Cancer versus Libra here, depending on your situation, because these messages are very different. So first message I got was that now there's a lack of toxicity. So there was a lot of toxicity in the connection, Cancer, between you and this Libra. And now this Libra, because remember, all of these messages I'm giving you from their point of view. So it feels like this Libra is kind of breathing differently, like, oh, this toxic energy has now left my life, right? So there's now whether or not, okay, so let me be clear. This Libra is considering you Cancer. Libra is considering you toxic. Now, whether or not that is actually the case, that's another story. In this Libra's mind, this is how they're thinking. They're thinking you are toxic and that they did a great thing by getting rid of this toxic energy. So that's one message that I have coming through. The other distinct message was that for those of you who were in situations with Libra sun sign individuals, and that person had toxic habits like heavy drinking, drug use, whatever the toxic behavior was that they were exhibiting, they have been working on themselves and they have been detoxing. Some of them may have even gone into therapy kind of thing. Like with this being the devil, which is a major arcana in reverse. I'm seeing like they're making major moves to deal with this toxicity in their habits. Okay. Like they've made a major decision to do better and they're putting action behind it. Okay. So those are the two messages, distinctly different, that I'm getting. And you'll have to look to see which one of those applies to you. But I'm also getting that is why there's been no contact. Like, this is a very no contact thing. Their concentration is elsewhere. It's on themselves, right? So on either of those situations that I just described, whether it's that this Libra is looking at you as being toxic, or this Libra is dealing with their own toxic traits in the form of habits, their attention is on that at this time and not on you, right? I don't even feel so much like they are concentrating on any person in particular outside of you. They're letting go of a lot of things that they felt or have felt for some time, have been weighing them down. Okay. So they're getting rid of what they consider to be dead weight. And with this Page of Pentacles in reverse, whether that dead weight has been you in their mind, Cancer, or the dead weight has been their toxic habits, they have no plans in the next 2 to 4 weeks of communicating with you. All right. So if they are indeed, I would say, I'm not going to give my opinion on what you should do, Cancer, because that's your choice. I just give you the information so that you can make a great choice. But it's really hard to see that if someone thinks that you have in a mindset of you being toxic, then you should appease them in some way. That's invitation to be treated as a doormat. But in the case of them getting rid of these and taking action on working on these toxic habits, them not concentrating on you and them concentrating on that process and not having plans to contact you within the next 2 to 4 weeks in particular, that's a good thing. Like, they need to get through that process. So that's the messages that I have for Cancer versus Libra. All right, let me pull you guys down off the board. I hope these messages have been helpful. And again, I try to just give the message straight as it comes from Spirit, and a lot of times that's extremely blunt. So it's not my intent to hurt anyone's feelings or, be mean. I just give it as I get it. And believe it or not, I do clean up the message as far as language, because sometimes my guides are extremely blunt in a rude way. All right. So I have Cancer versus Taurus, Cancer versus Pisces, and Cancer versus Scorpio. All right. Oops, dropping cards all over the place. Let's get some messages on the board for these guys. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so Cancer versus Taurus sun sign. I have the 9 of Wands in reverse. And I'm feeling like this Taurus, the energy I'm getting off of this Taurus is they needed to release the pressure that they were feeling of having to defend themselves against you at all times. It feels like if there was an energy, I'll say it like this. If there was an energy of arguing or constant accusations flying in this connection, then this person definitely ran from you in order to get away from that. Like they just felt like they couldn't take it any longer. All right. Now, if this is just a situation where you felt like, there was nothing really wrong, like what happened to Taurus, all of a sudden they're no contact and can't get in touch with them, then there was something going on within this Taurus that had triggered them and had their defenses up against you, which I'm feeling as I say that may really not have had a lot to do with you at all. It was just something within that Taurus that made them feel like they had to be on guard with their feelings, their heart, that kind of thing. And they basically got to the point where they couldn't take that feeling any longer, so they ran. Okay. Yeah. And with this Queen of Wands clarifying it, I mean, this is a lot of wands going on here. Again, I just feel like they project a certain image, and it's more of an unbothered image that they like to project. And they were finding it really difficult to do that here. Like, as the days went on, they could no longer keep that face on, that, unbothered, I'm good, everything's good, nothing's getting to me, I'm stable. Like, so it got harder with each passing day to project that, and they ran like hell. Like, this, of all these that I've done so far in this reading, this Taurus to me feels like they ran the hell away. Okay. It's a very fast, swift feeling of energy that I'm feeling like they ran. All right. And with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, I'm not seeing at this time, again, this is a 2 to 4 week time period, I'm not seeing where it feels like they want to work on this at all. I probably would not expect to hear from this Taurus within the next 2 to 4 weeks. Okay? So that's the messages I have for Cancer versus Taurus. Cancer versus Pisces sun sign. And I have the Eight of Wands in reverse, which is a no communication card when it's in reverse. I feel like, Pisces may have been, I feel like, okay, I got a couple of things. Again, I feel like, number one, Pisces within their connection with you may have been trying to communicate some things to you that were important to them. And they felt like nothing they said landed with you. Nothing they said made a difference. Nothing they said, changed anything. And that they couldn't communicate effectively with you, and that led to what they feel is the demise, because I keep hearing the word demise. The other message that I got was, and this would be for a different set of Cancers dealing with Pisces, is that they went no contact and then they got in touch. They went no contact again, but they got in touch again. Like, it's been a on and off, back and forth with the no contact. So you'll have to know which one of those situations apply to you. But it's a very in and out feeling. But they're definitely, in their mind, moved away. Whichever one of those situations I just described, in their mind, they are moving into a smoother place, an easier place where I feel like there's another person, honestly, and they ran to that person, or they walked to that person, because I'm not really feeling run energy like I did over here. But there's another person here. They went to this person to, hey, I'm in need of rescue. I'm coming out of this thing. I'm trying to sneak out of this thing with cancer. And why I say sneak is because of those ones that had gone no contact and got back into contact, gone no contact again. Those people were sneaking out on you. They were sneaking away. Okay. But they went to someone else, and that someone else is giving them a place to go in the form of a relationship, in the form of a home, whatever it is. This other person was waiting for them. Okay. Knight of Swords in reverse. I'm not. This is odd because, again, if your Pisces has been in contact, out of contact, in contact, they're going to continue that until you say no. Beat it. I'm blocking you. Get the hell on. Whatever it is. Go on about your business. Until you put your foot down, they'll continue that behavior. For any other Pisces, I'm just seeing like a stop to any kind of rushing in and saying anything to you over the next 2 to 4 weeks, remember. Okay. All right. So Cancer versus Scorpio sun sign. And I have the moon, and you know, there's some shit you don't know about, Cancer. And that's why your Scorpio is on the outside right now doing their own thing. Because there's some shit that you don't know about that Scorpio is kept hidden. And Scorpio is living their life. I have to tell you that. They are living their life. And they're not bothered by this no contact thing with you. As a matter of fact, I feel very strongly, Cancer, that Scorpio has pulled this no contact move in order to make time to go on about their business and do these things that they've been wanting to do that you don't know about, that involve others. All right. And by others, I mean other romantic partners. So they're buying some time and space and distance from you by this whole no contact shit so that they can run over there, get their fill of a good time before they, contact you again. Yes, I do feel they'll be in contact. It's up to you. All right. This guy right here. Yeah, he doesn't even so much. This King of Cups energy is about not necessarily telling you how they even feel about you. You may have never heard from this Scorpio what their true feelings are towards you. All right. But there's other things you haven't heard from this Scorpio, like what the hell they're out here doing under the light of the moon when they think no one is watching. This feels very much like they got a whole other type of lifestyle existence going on over there. All right. That is Cancer versus Scorpio. All right. So let me take these guys off the board. Get our last lineup going. I've got Cancer versus Aries, Cancer versus Sagittarius, and Cancer versus Gemini. Let me get some shuffles in here. Boy, come on now. Feels so good to be doing these readings, guys. All right. So, Cancer versus Aries sun sign. And I have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Someone took that Aries in out of the cold, Cancer. Were you a rebound with this Aries? Or, I'm sorry, it just got really hot in here. Let me put this air on lower. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. But all of a sudden, I know it had something to do with the message that was coming through here. Especially with this Aries being a fire sign, because all of a sudden it felt like I was in an oven. And what I'm getting is that Aries, all right, I feel like Aries, the message I'm getting with Aries at this moment, and there may be another message right behind it, but I need to say this one first before I can hear the next one. So what I'm saying to you is, Cancer, this may deal with a certain group of Cancer versus Aries individuals. So for this first group of individuals dealing with Aries, Aries is back with an X is what I'm getting. And you were basically put by Aries into the position of being a hold me down. Hold me down until I can get back with this person. Hold me down until I can make a move and do something else. You were being put in the position of being a hold me down. And now Aries has gone no contact. Kind of like similar to, not similar, but how I was talking about Cancer versus Scorpio, and Scorpio was buying time with the no contact. I feel like Aries is buying time here too, because I feel like this situation with the ex that they are engaging with right now is tentative. They don't know if that's going to all the way work out. So they're buying time. They haven't called things off with you. They've left the door open so that they can return. See how this gate is closed? In the reverse, it's like the gate is now not closed anymore. It's just open a little bit. Enough that if they need to slide in, they can. Okay? They've set up a situation where they can come back in out of the cold if that X turns on them. So that's what I'm seeing for a large group of you who are dealing with an Aries. Now, some of the rest of you who may be dealing with an Aries that doesn't apply to, I am seeing a situation in which the no contact is being used by this Aries as a situation, as a tactic to get you more open to providing things for them. And since she is Queen of Pentacles, I'm seeing those things as being more material things. So in other words, your Aries is trying to get you open so that you will, you'll put out money, you'll put out material goods, whatever it is that they plan to take from you. Whether it is, I got a business I want you to invest in. Whatever the situation is that Aries is going to hit you with, they're getting you open to it by hoping to play on desperation within you of wanting them back, so that when they come back, you'll be so grateful that you're more open to their plot. Aries is not up to good things here. And yeah, they're going to be back in communication with you I would expect to hear from them within the next month. All right, Sagittarius. Cancer versus Sagittarius. I have the Two of Wands in reverse. And hold on, let me look at this real quick. You know, what I'm seeing here, Cancer, what I'm hearing Sagittarius say is you weren't adventurous enough for them. And that they had grown bored. They're basically out there looking for more adventure. Someone who they feel is more fun-loving, actually more spontaneous, like ready to drop everything. I mean, you know, sometimes in life that's fun, but then other times in life you can't just drop everything on a dime. We've got jobs and all these other things, right? But Sagittarius, it's a feeling like they felt like everything had become very monotonous in the connection. And that's what spurred them. Yep, Knight of Wands. They're looking for excitement. And that's what has them, out there right now and about. And looking for excitement. Looking for adventure. Looking for someone they feel is more fun-loving. I don't expect anything in a way of communication with them over the next 2 to 4 weeks. I would say that's highly unlikely with the Sagittarius. But the whole thing, and it's a very clear-cut one message, is there was a sense of monotony that they were trying to avoid. And it might not even necessarily be you, Cancer. It's just the monotony that naturally can occur to some degree when you're in a relationship and you're doing the same things day in and day out, or, you know, over a period of weeks. And especially if you're living together, you know, you fall into a routine with a person. You fall into a routine with a person that you're dating and not living with as well. They abhor that routine, that sense of routine in general, right? And so they felt that with settling in with you, and it was just like, they got the hell on. All right. Now, will that change? Possibly when we look again during the next no contact reading to see what mind state Sagittarius is in at that point. But at this current moment, I wouldn't expect over the next 2 to 3 to 4 weeks to necessarily hear from Sagittarius. All right. Cancer versus Gemini, the twins. I have the Hermit in reverse, and I'll be honest with you, I just think your Gemini didn't put a lot of thought into ghosting. I'm going to say they ghosted, and I'm going to say they ghosted because when I looked back at this card and these two figures here, all of a sudden they looked really ghostly to me. So I'm going to say that your Gemini straight up ghosted your Cancer. I bet money on that. And that they really didn't think about it. Like, they didn't think about how you would feel. They didn't think about that's not the best way to handle anything. They just did it. Like, it was like, okay, well, now I'm going to go over here. With this Tower in reverse, it caused such a major disruption with you, and they saw your reaction, whether you vocalize that to them or through social media, they saw it, or through mutual friends, they heard about it. They saw your reaction, and it was a major shakeup for you. And they're like, oh, shit. So now they're a little chicken shit about even saying anything because they just did this without fucking thinking about it. And they're like, oh shit. You know, they saw some posts, or they heard from a friend, or maybe you called them and left a voicemail, or you vocalized this, or saw them on the street and went off on them. Whatever the case was, they know that this was a major reaction from you in regards to what they did without thinking. And now they're like, oh shit, well, I wasn't even thinking about that shit. You know? And they're so nonplussed about it that it's caused this, like, what's the right word? Dichotomy? It's caused this, like, on one hand, I wasn't even thinking shit about this. And then on the other hand, oh, I should have probably thought about that. Now I feel like I look like an awful person. So how can I possibly go back? Kind of shit. It's it's some dumbass shit, Cancer. And you know, and now you're pulling if this Gemini were even going to come back your way, you'd be pulled into this whole thing of they would have to come back. You would have to come back to them on their terms of not making them look like a bad person to anyone for what they did thoughtlessly. It's some stupid, it is some shallow shit. I'll say that. Okay, Cancer? That's what I will say. Yeah, and it's gonna, again, I get a strong feeling with this Gemini. Is like they're not opposed to coming back so much. They just weren't thinking about shit. They just left, ghosted. Okay, well, I'm going to take my time and attention over here. And then you had this major reaction, right? And which is normal to someone ghosting you, walking away from a relationship, a connection without words or thought or feeling. And you had your reaction, and now it's like all they can think about is, well, I'm going to look bad if I go back over there. I'm going to look bad. And the King of Wands is someone who refuses to look bad. Okay? So whether your Gemini is male or female, it doesn't matter. They're thinking about the way they're going to look if they reconnect with you. It's some shallow shit, man. It's really, it's disgusting me because it was not even necessary for them to ghost you like that. Because they're off doing some stupid shit that doesn't mean anything. If you get an apology from them, right? Because I do feel like it's possible this Gemini is going to pull some twisted move, like show up and be very charming, very, look great, say the right things, very charming, as if this shit can be smoothed over that easily, right? And then, the cup, the offer is going to be very shallow. So just keep that in mind, Cancer, as you may very well be seeing and hearing from your Gemini over the next 2 to 4 weeks. All right, Cancer, that was Cancer versus Errrybody. No contact. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do these readings with you. Thank you for watching. If you could please comment and let me know how this resonated with you, I would so appreciate it. And I'll be back, so make sure you're following me. And because I'll be back with more readings. I have missed doing this. And, I don't plan on taking this long of a break again. Sprint just was not letting me be great over the last 2 weeks, and I hate them for that shit. They are going to hear about it, but as soon as I get that situation cleared out, I will be back much, much more often. I'm going to be back as much as this janky phone will allow me, but I'll definitely, once I get my new phone, I'll definitely be back. All right, Cancers, you take care. Take care of yourself emotionally and physically, especially during this this period of no contact from the one that you desire. Make sure that you're looking after yourself and that you're doing wonderful things for yourself so that you can glow like Cancer. Only Cancer can glow. All right. Until next time.